Alrighty, what's up everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving into a Temur Clover deck, and this is in the standard 2021, and it is so easy to see why everybody is playing this deck to climb rank. One, it's actually really fun. Being able to play the adventure spells and play the creature spells makes it feel like you have twice as many playables, which, I mean, in a sense, you kind of do for all the adventure spells, right? So, adventure, we all know it, we all love it / hate it, but it is a thing, and it's a very, very good thing. So if you're looking to climb rank before the next set, ZENDIKAR Rising comes out. Speaking of which, we'll be in the pre-release event coming up next Wednesday, or I guess this upcoming Wednesday. We will be live streaming it over on twitch.tv/DrSpelkin, so be sure to hop over there and toss a follow. Again, that'll be sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, hashtag shout out to Wizards, and you know, all that good stuff. Anyways, back into the deck, we'll talk about that later. If you're trying to climb ranked, what I'm saying, before ZENDIKAR comes out and sort of shakes the whole meta up, and you gotta relearn it and get all new cards to basically compete, right? Whether they be uncommon or gold or rare, or whatever you want to call it, I recommend this deck. You know, if you already have the pieces, it's a great one to climb with, and like I said, absolutely fun. So diving into it, 4 copies of Edgewall Innkeeper. Yay, blah, 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 blah. It wouldn't be an intro without it. Edgewall Innkeeper. It's a 1/1. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has adventure, you get to draw a card. Very simple, very cheap for you. If the opponent removes it, generally, no harm, no foul. You only sunk 1 mana. However, if it sticks and you get to draw even 1 card from it, cool beans. You know, 1 mana, draw 1. People play Opt all the time. And this is at least a body that can defend for you. So it's like a creature Opt, I guess. You don't get the scry. You get what I'm saying. Fae of Wishes, being able to dive into your sideboard in a best of 1 game it's so absolutely broken. It's broken. Let's be real. And then having Lucky Clover allowing you to pull like 2 to 3 cards out of your sideboard, that's even crazier, because that essentially goes from having let's see, you generally run 24 lands, 25 maybe, so you have like 35 playables, right? Normal playables. And then you add an extra 15 to that, and now you have 50 playables compared to your opponent's 35 on average, you know. It's just crazy. Generally in your sideboard over here, I already have the list pulled up. We're not going to go through all of them because a lot of them are one-ofs, as generally I try to pick something that will deal with something, and then I'll just fill my sideboard with sort of the fun stuff and after that, right? Because I go for things like the Great Henge and Perforos' Intervention and Primal Might, which those probably fun. Embercleave, a little bit more fun. Garruk Unleashed, more of what I want. Storm's Wrath, pretty good. You get the point, right? There's some fun stuff. There's some stuff that I think is actually good in there, so do the same. Basically pick the things that you know will go well against the meta. If you want to copy my list, copy my list. If you want to copy my list minus the things you don't have, copy my list minus the things you don't have. It'll be all right. Your sideboard, just having 15 extra cards to deal with any kind of opponent that you may run across, is insane value, right? And then of course you can always bounce Fae of Wishes back to your hand. It's also a 1/4 flyer, so it's also a great body against aggro decks. Heroic Intervention I have in here as a 1/of, because you're going to have those games where you're tearing things up and you have things on the battlefield and you're pushing and it's sort of stalemated, and then your opponent does some kind of board wipe or trickery or whatever. Heroic Intervention is in here to protect that. It protects your Lucky Clovers, your Great Henges, you know, all that fantastic stuff. 4 copies of Lucky Clover, as this allows you to copy all of your adventure spells, and of course if you have 2 of them down, you're copying them twice, and so on and so forth. Brazen Borrower are going to allow you to bounce your opponent's non-land permanents, because it's cool like that for only 2 mana. That's super efficient. It's a 3/1 flying attacker. It's a lot of damage for being at flash speed and being a flyer. Very hard for your opponent to block it if they don't have flyers of their own, right? Neutralize is some great counter magic, not to mention the fact that it has cycling, so again, you can, you know, if you don't need it or you're seeing that you're not going to be able to cast it on curve or whatever, you can cycle it away, look for lands, look for other creatures, whatever you may need. Bonecrusher Giant, great removal. 4/3 body is always nice for 3 mana. You can't beat that. It reduces the cost of Great Henge by 4, so it takes it down to 5, and that's, you know, on the next turn, so it really makes your curve sort of nice and easy, right? And then of course copy it with Lucky Clover, draw from Edgewall. A lot of these everybody sort of knows about, so I'm trying to go through rather quickly. Lovestruck, create the 1/1s, copy them, get 3, 4, 5, 6 1/1s down. That can actually be a solid way to end the game, right? Euro, again, it's like Temur Adventure, Temur 2021 is like, let's throw everything that's good, you know, that's good in standard in a deck. All the best stuff, just put it in one deck, go play it, right? Minus Terror of the Peaks. I don't know that should actually be in the deck, but again, you know, make the deck your own. This is me making this deck my own. Terror of the Peaks. Hush up, phone. I'm trying to do something here. You're gonna be interrupting me. Terror of the Peaks is something that I really love. And if I'm gonna be ahead in a game, and you're gonna be ahead sometimes in Magic, I wanna have fun. So Terror of the Peaks is like my flavor pick. Go pick your flavor pick. Have fun with Magic. It's not just about climbing and getting to the next one and the next one and the next one, you know? That's a rough life to live. Enjoy it. Enjoy the climb. That is a valuable lesson. Anyways, Escape to the Wilds, 5 mana, sorcery. You're gonna exile the top 5 cards of your library. You can play an additional land this turn, and you can play those cards until the end of your next turn. So you cast this, 5 mana. Hopefully you'll still have some mana left over, which you probably will, thanks to, you know, just general drawing of cards with Edgewall. Great Henge ramps you up. Beanstalk ramps you up. Obviously, if you have Lucky Clover while you have Beanstalk casting out, Escape to the Wild ramps you up. So you'll have plenty of mana to cast something generally of those 5 cards, or to put down 2 lands. And then the following turn, you'll have a ton of mana, and you just sort of go ham. If you have adventure spells, here's a tip, right? Try to cast the adventure side of it at least, because then they won't get exiled, if that makes sense. You can like still play the creature side and you won't lose them. You'll see what I mean when the game goes, because I do cast Escape and I explain it, so make sure you're watching all the way through all that great stuff. Beanstalk Giant gonna ramp you, and it gets really big, so that's why I have the Embercleave over here, right? If you're in a little stalemate and you have an 11/11 Beanstalk Giant, grab that Embercleave. Now it's a 12/12. Sure, cool, you know, but it also has double strike and trample, which means you're sending 24 points of damage at your opponent with trample. That's usually enough to end a game. And then, you know, Great Henge allowing you to draw even more off your adventure spells. And honestly, I'll tell you what I should have over here in the sideboard is a way to where if you mill yourself, so you can either put down a Jace, right, and then if you mill yourself, you win, or you could put something like I guess Midnight Tower, Midnight Clock, something like that. I don't know if it's staying in standard, but it allows you basically to put everything from your graveyard back into your library. Essentially, you want some kind of mill protection, because honestly, with the Great Henge and with the Edgewall and with Beanstalk drawing out your lands and with Escape to Wilds, you have so much card draw, so much card advantage. You have Euro, right? It's it's crazy. You have so much of it though. You will deck yourself. It's a very real possibility. This deck brings some fire, but it brings it all really quick. So be sure to throw, you know, something. I should probably take out one of these copies of Neutralize. I got 2 over here. You don't need 4 copies of Neutralize, you know. So take out one of the copies of Neutralize and throw in some way to keep you from milling yourself, right? Anyways, that's going to do it for the deck tech breakdown, all that great stuff today. Sorry that it's a little bit of a longer one, but as I said, we are in the ZENDIKAR pre-release event. Shout out to Wizards again. Check us out on Twitch. If you're interested in what you're seeing here on the channel, hop over there, toss a follow. We do a lot of stuff live, but it's at various times, so I can't give you a set time, you know. I'm just trying to be honest. Anyways, again, smash that subscribe button, smash the bell that pops out after, smash like, all that self-sellout stuff. Enjoy the content and enjoy being part of the community. Without further ado, let's hop into the matches. Jambulance, gonna be our next foe. I love that name. Oh, you know what I didn't do, and I'm just now realizing I didn't fix my mana. Yikes. Do I wait for the double Lucky Clover to get down to Lovestruck Beast stuff? I think so, actually. Because given our mana is what it is in this game, we might be up the creek without a paddle. Okay, well that's good. That's a blue mana. So let's get down Lucky Clover. Next turn we can play Lucky Clover plus Lovestruck Beast. We'll have 3 1/1s on the board. That's at least a defensive state, you know. Our opponent's playing slow as well, so no need to rush. And a good cheeky little Brazen Borrower there. Hey, I'm happy about it. I'm happy. Awesome. Look at that power. 1 more mana. We can use our Fae of Wishes, dive in and grab 3 cards from our sideboard, which is really a special occasion, right? The Birth of Melitus. It is lit up in this. You know, I think I have all of the Call to the Wilds I think that's the card name, in the main board. I think I should actually put one in the sideboard. Not that we could cast it here, but oh, that is a Fae of Wishes, and I think I want that over the Lovestruck Beast. This is essentially drawing 3 cards, right? Now they're playing Azorius. What really helps us out here? Unsummoned, probably not bad. Ram through could be alright. Let's go for a Neutralize. That's some counter magic. Shuts them down. We'll go for Primal Might, so that can boost up our 1/1s. And we'll go for... not a Tutelage, because we don't have any card draw right now. We can go for a Great Henge, actually, because we have the Lovestruck Beast, right? So, I think that's some pretty good picks there. Alright, Jambulance. Let's see what you got for me. I wonder if it's Azorius controlled. Generally, you won't see Birth of Melitus in Azorius Flyers, so... I'm thinking it's Azorius control. Also, all these Tranquil Coves, right? Generally. Well, I mean, I guess if you're playing budget Flyers. There's the Escape to the Wilds, but we don't have the red mana to cast it down. Neutralize does cost 3, which means we need to save some. I could pour everything into Primal Might, get rid of the wall. I think I just swing in with all my tokens first and foremost. And I mean, yeah, we could save Brazen and Neutralize for their turn. What else would we do here? Play Lovestruck. That's not bad because it does reduce the cost of Great Henge. It's 5. Great Henge, I think, is normally 9, so reducing it about 5 down to 4. Yeah, I still want to wait. We don't have any way to protect the Lovestruck once it's down. Like, if we can draw 1 more mana, we'll be fine, right? Because then we can Heroic Intervention. But as is, if they just decide to board wipe us, well, not that we'd even hurt that bad, right? Because we still have the Brazen and all that. But I'd like to get the Great Henge down. That's why I pulled it out. Oh, they didn't play anything. Okay. Interesting. Beanstalk Giant. Well, I will risk them countering my Beanstalk Giant here. Even if they counter the main one, we're still ramping. We're going to get this red mana for Escape to the Wilds. We're going to get some more, probably green mana as well. So let's go red mana, Escape to the Wilds. Then we can go double blue here. And that'll give us Neutralize ability, unless they counter. They don't. Cool beans. Alright, so that's enough for Neutralizes again, but we are still left with only 1 mana after that, so... you know. We'll just swing in, wait for next turn. We are building perfectly fine. We have 2, 4, 6, 7 mana, which would give us Escape to the Wilds next turn. Alright. And they know we have the Neutralize, which is why they're probably playing a little cautious as well. They want to make sure they can play their spell plus a counter spell to counter my counter spell. It's some tier 2 thinking, I tell you. We have no rush. We have every bit of confidence and faith that our deck can go long, right? We know that it can. I guess we should really worry about mill. Do I have anything to deal with us accidentally self-milling? Not that I know of, but we could always check sideboard. We'll see. We still have 45 cards. I don't know what I'm worried about. Alright. Opponent continues to do nothing. Terror of the Peaks. We can't play it because we don't have the red mana, but it's still sitting right there. And I don't want to play Escape to the Wilds because, again, I want to keep mana for Neutralize. So if we play Neutralize, 1, 2, 3, still have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left. 4 mana, 4 mana, 4 mana. Well, then we can get down Lovestruck Beast and wait for the Great Henge come next turn, right? Alright. So we go for the Lovestruck, then we can play Primal Might on the Lovestruck, take out the wall, and then we'll still have mana from Neutralize, right? Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Cool beans. And we're taking them down to 18. Slowly but surely, we're getting them there. And of course, you always let things like Revitalize go through. It's simply cycling itself and giving them 3 life. There's no biggie with that. We're not mono red, so we don't care. Alright, so after this match, I need to remember, turn off Overwolf and add some split lands. I gotta say, for us only having basics, we've either gotten incredibly lucky or I'm doing pretty good. Glass Casket. That's not worth us using Neutralize on. So tell you what we do. We let them have it. We wait until they're in step, and then we use Brazen Borrower. Now, the problem with that is we would lose our Borrower, so do we want that in the end? I don't think so. I think we just give it up. Save Borrower for a later date. And hey, there's another Lovestruck Beast anyways. Well, I don't see why we wouldn't just jam it, you know? Give me 3 more tokens, baby. Trace tokens. I need 1 more land for that Escape to the Wilds, by the way, if anyone's wondering why he hasn't played Escape to the Wilds yet. That's a pretty solid board if you ask me personally. I got 6 1/1s and a 5/5. Jambulance. You're countering it. Do I go for the counter on their counter? Nope. Not worth it. It's not worth it. Our counter has so much more value, and we still have 6 points of damage on the board with it. It's certainly nothing to sneeze at. That's a 3-turn timer if they don't get any creatures down, right? So don't ever over rush yourself, right? Save your counter magic for the big boys, for the Yugen stoppage. Do we want to counter a Shatter? I mean, they still have 2 mana, so what's the chances that they have something like a Lofty Denial to counter our Neutralize after we counter their Shatter? I'm almost tempted to just let them have it. You'll not bait my counter out that easy. If I go for the Brazen, we definitely get the Glass Casket bounce, which means I could get Great Henge down next turn. I think that's worth me losing a Brazen Borrower over. So, and they literally can't even counter the spell now because they got 3 of them. So, yeah, counter 1, I got 2 more coming. There we go. What they could do is if they have their own Brazen Borrower, they could bounce it, or I could bounce this back into my hand and then replay it and have all that stuff back. No, it has to be an opponent's right. Submit. Submit 0. I should have submitted 0 on the first one. Oh, that would have been the play. All right, well, let's go for the Great Henge. If they do have a Lofty Denial, we have the 1 mana to pay, and, you know, we have Neutralize if it's something else. All right, so that's 2 mana that we have outside of Neutralize. Honestly, I still think we wait, though. We got a Euro in hand, too. They're at 41 cards. We're at 42. It certainly doesn't feel like they have card advantage. Is Teferi a problem? Like, in all actuality, is Teferi a problem? I'm gonna say no. Not comparatively, right? Not comparatively. And that's what Magic is all about. And I know I get angry sometimes. Oh, it's all probability. But in the end, that is what you're trying to, like, weigh out, right? Is this my best option? So Glass Casket. We could counter it, but if we counter it, yikes. We could use Heroic Intervention, but we actually don't need the Lovestruck Beast anymore now that we have the Great Henge already down, right? So it's not really a big deal. We'll go ahead and gain the 2 life because that's vital. Vital, I tell you. We could use Escape to the Wilds here. Still have mana for Neutralize. Or we could go ahead and go for the Edgewall Innkeeper, start drawing cards that way. I actually really like Escape to the Wilds and I haven't got to cast it yet. So, or, you know, yeah, in this game, I guess I should be more specific. So we're going to go ahead and cast it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. If I go Lucky Clover, I still have the 3 mana for that. I don't have a land in my hand, do I? No. I was gonna see, like, I can go Euro, but I think I'd rather go Lucky Clover. Nah, let's go for this. Draws us 2 cards off the Great Henge. Main reason. Awesome, 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 awesome. And another Escape to the Wilds. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think off that we're good. We're down to 34 cards, but I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so next turn we need to play our Bonecrusher Giant so it doesn't cycle out, and we need to play the Lucky Clover, right? So, Lucky Clover, Vanishing Light. I do need to neutralize that because they're going to take my Great Henge more than likely, but that also slows down my card draw, so is it really the worst? I guess not. I could use Heroic Intervention. They most certainly will counter. I say we let it resolve. Now we have targets for the next Brazen Borrower, right? Yeah, if we play a Brazen, now we have 3 perfect targets for him to borrow. Land ho. Land ho. Alright. Lucky Clover. Just like we had agreed upon. Bonecrusher. Uno. Those. Dose. Trace and Quattro. Get him. Alright. How many cards do we have in our graveyard? 5, so this will make 6. We can escape a Euro. Beanstalk Giant does allow us to get down the Terror though, and I really love that. So if I go for the Beanstalk, we can get out more basics. We can get out enough for another Neutralize, can't we? We're going to pull out 4 cards, so we need 1 red, 2 blue. Do we have enough blue? I guess that's the question. I should have tapped that green there. We do have enough blue. Fantastic. Alright, so 1 red. Blue. Blue. We all think another red, maybe? Sure. Alright, so that's our Neutralize plus 2 mana. Which means we could get down a Fae of Wishes. Or just go for an Edgewall. I like the idea of just getting an Edgewall down. Alright. Well, we definitely have card advantage. No doubt about that. Cycling Shark Typhoon for 1. Interesting. Glass Casket. We'll let it resolve. We actually don't need the card draw. We're at 28 cards. We'd rather them Glass Casket that than like a Bonecrusher, right? Something that has actual damage, so that's my thinking there at least. Alright, let's try for the Terror. Holy smokes, it hits. It hits. It's good. We get another Great Henge down. Then we could go here. Oh, should have reordered that. That's fine. That one's tapped. We're sending this to face. Oh no, that's the right order, right? Yeah, that's the right order. Okay. The selection is what always gets me there. I think we're good. We have heroic and neutralize mana. I think we should just chill. Now we're in a good position to take them out, right? We just play big creatures. I mean, hell, our Beanstalk Giants are going to be entering for 5, 10, 12, 15. Well, that's almost enough to kill them just there. It also means we can play 2 Beanstalk Giants, so we could technically kill them. A little ECD action. I say we throw out the Neutralize, wait for their counter magic, which they will have, and then we can Heroic Intervention. Yeah. Alright, now they play the counter magic they've been holding for my Neutralize, which is a Neutralize. Alright, resolve. Resolve. And protect. GG. That's 16 damage with the Great Henge. Boop. GG Jambulance. And now we can all see why Temur Clover is clearly the best. Chandalf? Not Chandler, but Chandalf. Interesting. Did I not? I may not have fixed the mana here, ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to know if that's the case, I am super sorry. I seem to have a running thing with this. And apparently my Overwolf app is a running, so it's a little odd. I actually do want to exit out of that. It messes with my photo editing software, my GIMP. Looks like the opponent's playing mono white. Mono white life gain. So do I slam down? I think I do slam Lovestruck, right? Another land. Oh man. Oh man. Well, at least now we have a 5/5 to defend, right? Alright, Chandalf. Let's see what you got. You know, I also didn't realize until I was editing one day, because I just never really thought about it, right? Y'all don't hear the music as loud as I do, because I have headphones and I can turn it up or whatever. So I'm sitting here like singing the song, whatever. But y'all don't hear the doo-doo-doo, so you just hear me making the dumb sounds. which is hilarious. It is very funny. All right, so we're gonna go for a Lucky Clover and then compound up this Lovestruck Beast. But I think we should swing in with this boy first before they see we have another one, right? And they didn't block there because they thought we had a Beanstalk Giant. Not a Beanstalk, Bonecrusher Giant. But we didn't. It was just a Lovestruck. Are you feeling the love, Mono White? Are you feeling it? Ooh. I'm actually getting a little bit worried here because they are boarding. They are building quite the board. So gain 3 life, gain 4 life. That's not bad. Oh no, Scry. Interesting. I wonder what they're looking for here. I mean, oh, 2 to the bottom. Ooh. All right, so we just immediately go for the Beanstalk, right? Let me find some blue mana. I only have basics. I'm so sorry, chat and viewers. I am terribly, terribly sorry. Let me go ahead and grab 2 blue sources actually, since we have the Euro. Now I can play the Lovestruck Beast, or I can simply play Euro. Let's go ahead and play this. If I play Euro, I can also play this. We'll have 2 mana, not quite enough for a Lovestruck, but maybe enough to fake out having a Bonecrusher. No, because we wouldn't have any cards in hand, right? But if we do draw into a Bonecrusher, then we can play it. Let's do it. Not a Bonecrusher, but they don't know that. And what they don't know is beautiful for me. Am I swinging in with this Lovestruck? They can just block it with the Daxos, so I don't think so. Ooh, Hollowed Priest. That's a little scary because I can start getting big. Alright, well this is every card that they had in hand, so, you know, they'll either start swinging in or something will happen. Nope, no swing in. They're gonna wait it out. Alright, well let's get down this Edgewall Innkeeper, eh? And then we'll play a Lovestruck Beast, draw 2 cards, still have several mana left over. It's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Heroic Intervention, fantastic, and another land. Well, I'm not going to say no to the land. It will keep our creatures alive come that time. Alright, that's fine. Y'all will see why Temur Adventures is king right here. Oh, you top deck a land. That's sad. You should consider saving those cards in hand, actually, since you have the Seasoned Hollowblade, unless you need something that's 5 mana. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Another land for us. That's not good. Alright, well let's go for the Beanstalk then, shall we? We'll still get to draw 2 cards here. Bonecrusher? Brazen? No, another land. Wowza, that's a lot of land. That is a lot of land. Okay. I mean, we could start swinging it with our Lovestruck Beast, but I think it's best to wait for the Beanstalk Giant to come unsummoning Sickness, and then we'll yo, you should really hold on to those. You're playing a mono white weenies deck. You don't need 6 land, but you do need cards to discard so your Seasoned Hollowblade can be indestructible. You silly goose. You silly little goose. Chandalf. I like that name, by the way. That's why I keep saying it. Alright, so we got some good options here, right? We got Fae of Wishes, we got Bonecrusher. Obviously, we're going to use these things to our advantage here. We're going to Fae of Wishes, hit it twice. Let's see what we need. What do we want? Perforos's Intervention is some good removal. Ember Cleave is great. Yeah, let's go for an Ember Cleave on the Beanstalk Giant, right? That'll work. That'll work pretty good. And then it's mono white, so... Oh, this is a great idea. Okay. So 1-2 for that. Or 1-2, I guess, and then 1-2. because we're swinging in with 4 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only going to cost 2, so then we can pay 3 for this. 1, 1, 2. No, wait. Just 2. Just 2. Right. This kill this guy, so he doesn't keep gaining counters, right? Selfless Savior. Ooh, we could just Bonecrusher actually. That's pretty good too. So we'll Bonecrusher instant speed, so we can do this, that. That's fine. We don't get to play Embercleave this turn, but we're thinning their board out. We are thinning their board out, and I'm gonna save Heroic Intervention. Like, what if they come back and just pop us with that board clear? I'll be mighty upset. Not gonna lie. So no attacks here. We'll be all right for 1 turn. We have an Embercleave coming down on a Beanstalk Giant next turn. Come on. I don't think we need too much. Another Fae of Wishes. Well, that's just funny. It's funny and it's cruel, I tell you. Right, so that's only going to cost 2, which means we still have 6 mana we can play with whatever we want here. No, Chandolph, they've seen enough. We're going to pick up our first victory, and, well, as I said, this is really good. I thought